Hi everyone, just wanted to wish you a happy new year and give you a brief update on politics at the minute, which has been quite interesting. So, as Mark Tunnicliff, the independent candidate for Falkirk, I was going to stand for reform. I was the reform candidate actually for 2 days. You can see here a mock-up of what the leaflets would have looked like should that have actually happened. Before I was asked a question around Tommy Robinson and my previous political associations, of which Reform UK did not approve. I've been a supporter of Tommy for a long time. My website has shown that all the way along for the last couple of years now. And Nigel Farage has just been asked by Elon Musk to resign as party leader for Reform UK. I believe that would be the right thing to do, and should he do that, I would hope that we can unite the kingdom under the Unite the Kingdom banner, which is obviously many rallies I've attended in person as a steward and other things. And I would like to as well possibly even look at another political party, such as if Ben Habib or alike was to start something, then I would definitely look at that too. I'd like you all to sign the pledge here. The pledge is a list of things that we should all agree to, and I've signed that, and I'd like as many people to sign that as possible, please, in Falkirk. That would be much appreciated. And come April time, April, May, me and possibly a few others will be going out knocking on doors to try and gain your support. Remember that you are voting for the person, not the political party, and that political parties do have inherent problems with them. It may be best if we get elected into the council first, so we can showcase what we can do as political officials. I know that Falkirk Council is under a lot of pressure financially, and we need to do something about that.
So if we refer back to the financial strategy identified that if we accepted all the savings that were on the table, which included these ones, we would still have to increase council tax by 10 to 15% every year over the next 5 years to be able to get to a balanced budget position. Then we will end up having to look to much higher levels of council tax. And part of the reason I say that is because, as I say, education and social work is 70% of the budget. We're not allowed to reduce the payment to the IGB, and we know that actually they're under significant pressure, so arguably we would struggle to do that in any case. That means that there's sort of 30% of the budget left. Now, of that 30%, we deliver a lot of statutory services. We deliver roads, we deliver waste, we pay borrowing costs. So we can't take all of the savings from that 30%. What that means is there's just, if we protect education and social work in full, there's not enough in that 30% to balance the budget. And so the only other place you can go is very high council tax rises.
Now, to keep up to all this and understand what the problems actually are and where they're coming from, a lot of them are coming from Holyrood and central government, which is why obviously I stood in the general election. But I also am doing a lot of work in the background. Freedom of information requests, for example, on minors and serious sexual assaults in Falkirk, and I've got some good information on that on my Facebook page. Freedom of information requests on various other things, also contacting Ewan Steenbank with regards to the travesty that is the law at the moment aimed against Tommy. I'm also looking at information on statistics on the local and general elections and how many people don't vote, and it's those people that when we go knocking on the doors we'll be aiming at. A lot of people obviously vote for the mainstream political parties. I don't believe that's the way forward anymore. I really don't. I haven't for a long time, obviously, as I've stood for a minor party and as an independent myself. I think when it comes to political parties, you need to just go on trust on the person that you are electing. You can't believe what a lot of these politicians are saying. I mean, some of the things that have come out with, it's very difficult because there are rules around what you can accuse people of, especially during a general election, and you can't say much. But some of these people that are saying things or that said things, even in the last general election in Falkirk, were just dire. And actually, you'll see now that didn't really mean anything by it. You know, they were choosing the words extremely carefully and making sure that they tried to get your vote any which way they possibly could. you know, even going back on promises, and we know that Labour have done that now as well. Can you trust any of the mainstream political parties? I don't. That's why I'm putting myself forward as I do. But when it comes to trust, you got to look at the people themselves. So, for example, Nigel Farage is, as a nation of animal lovers, he's obviously quite keen on fox hunting. He was when he was with UKIP. He is now with Reform UK. I can't think of anything more abhorrent than that, to be quite honest with you. I think that's disgusting. I would fight that every step of the way. I also don't like some of the things that Richard Tice has said in the past around pro-Ukraine, pro-vaccinations, mandatory vaccinations and other things that I believe he said. And there's a lot of other things that are in the background that I know mean that Reform currently aren't being as open and transparent and honest as they could be. I mean, a lot of them, most of them in fact, do support Tommy. They really do. They just won't openly say it. Now, when you've got that kind of fear against the mainstream media and the narratives that are out there at the moment, then you're going to have that even more if you do get into power. If they treat us as that lot now, what's it going to be like later? You've also got to bear in mind that the more and more Conservatives go across over to Reform, of which there are now a lot, including donors and many other supporters of the Conservatives, are you actually getting the Conservative Party under a different banner if this happens? So, enough of a rant. It's been a very, very interesting time in politics. I thank everybody for their vote of confidence. I thank everybody for the time. I'm looking forward to meeting a lot more people. I hope you get to meet me, and I hope you can trust me going forwards. It's in my best interest to do as well as I can for everybody involved, including my daughter. So I think I'm standing for the right reasons. I like to think that I'm not a complete idiot. You know, everybody's going to make their errors. Everybody's going to do things wrong every now and again, and that's true of absolutely anyone you could possibly choose from. So I hope I get your vote of confidence, and I hope to meet a lot of you in the next few years to come before the next general election, so I can gain your support and we can go in there with a fighting chance of actually making the positive difference we all want. Thanks for your time.